Hello and welcome to Barbarian Law, the YouTube channel. Today we are discussing real estate and specifically what is a POTL, what is a parcel of tied land, and how does it relate to Jakob Poetl. So a parcel of tied land, it occurs when you own land, but part of the common areas such as a park, parking lot, parking garage are shared between the unit holders. So in Vaughan, there was a POTL, we'll call it Treasure Hill. I have the facts here, that is facing a special assessment of $2.1 million to be shared between the 51 unit holders of the POTL. And so it's coming to about $40,000 in total costs, where they've already had to pay increments of $4,000 and $16,000 here, $12,000 there. So how does that affect Canadians? Is that people are not expecting these charges and they're coming up out of nowhere, so people are forced to sell their cars to cover the SPACs. So what is a SPAC? Is a special assessment that is basically a lien that is registered onto the title that is forcing you to sell that and pay that balance up before you sell your property. So in a POTL, it's similar to a condo corporation, where in a condo corp, you share a condo and everyone is responsible for condo fees. But a POTL is where you actually have your own land. It's not necessarily a condo where you don't have land, but you have a shared element, which is, in this case, if I could show you properly, there was a collapse of the parking lot where it went completely lopsided. So $2.1 million damage just for that. So how are we now going to pay for it? So the special assessment. So if you own a condo, if you own a POTL, then there's potentially future costs down the line. That's where this ties into Jakob Poetl, where we gave him an extension of 3 years, 84 million, for no reason. Okay, this is after we traded him to get the Kawhi. There was a Kawhi deal. We traded away the pick that became Jakob Poetl. Or we dropped Jakob Poetl, we traded him, and we got, so, okay, that's where the context is. Now, we drafted Poetl, we had a good time, we traded him for Kawhi, great. We got good value for Poetl. Now the problem is, why did we trade back for him with the first round pick? And now we gave him an extension until 2030, when he's gonna be 35 years old. So the similarities between a POTL and a POTL are they're both expensive. The difference is actually with the Jakob Poetl, we can trade for Anthony Davis potentially as salary filler. So it's still an asset. Same way a POTL is an asset, parcel of tied land, Jakob Poetl is a declining asset. So we need to get something for him before other teams realize that he can't shoot and he's a liability on offense. He causes spacing issues the same way that sharing a parcel of tied land causes issues with your neighbors, right? If your neighbors are causing problems on the basketball court, it's going to affect you too. So that's the difference between a parcel of tied land and Jakob Poetl. Hopefully the Raptors trade for Anthony Davis. And that concludes our episode. Thank you so much and for following along.